During a squadron mission in the Transantarctic Mountains, the whole crew saw a whole bunch of silver darting objects, and they are round. They're going like to this peak in a group, to this peak in a group, to this peak in a group, and then they'd all take off.
Antarctica, frozen, remote, and shrouded in mystery. For decades, Antarctica has been a frozen mystery, locked away from the world. But what if we told you the US Navy discovered something so terrifying beneath the ice, they had no choice but to shut it all down? Whispers of hidden extraterrestrial life, classified military operations, and an urgent cover-up have left one chilling question. What did they find under the ice that they don't want us to know? The US Navy's presence in Antarctica, the last great frontier on Earth, a land of endless ice, howling winds, and mysteries buried beneath layers of snow for millions of years. But beyond its frozen landscapes, this desolate continent has long captured the attention of world powers, especially the United States. Why would the US Navy send massive military expeditions to a place with no enemies, no nations, and no war? The answer takes us back to a time when the world was recovering from war, and the race to conquer the unknown had only just begun. Right after World War II, the United States set its sights on one of the most remote and unforgiving places on Earth, Antarctica. This wasn't some small research trip. This was Operation High Jump, officially called the United States Navy Antarctic Development Program, and it was a massive undertaking. Led by Rear Admiral Richard E. Byrd, the mission kicked off in late August of 1946 and wrapped up by February of the next year. But this wasn't just a handful of scientists bundled up in thick coats. This was a full-blown military-scale operation. 4,700 men, 13 ships, and 33 aircraft, all sent to the icy south. The scale alone made it one of the biggest Antarctic expeditions in history. But here's where it gets interesting. This wasn't just about research. There was a much bigger game being played. So why would the US military throw this much power at a frozen wasteland? Officially, the mission had a few key goals. First, they wanted to set up a research base called Little America 4, which would help scientists study Antarctica and test equipment in extreme cold. They also wanted to train military personnel for freezing conditions. Because, let's be honest, the world was on edge, and the Cold War was starting to heat up. But beyond that, there was another goal, claiming as much land as possible. The US wanted to extend its influence in Antarctica, knowing full well that other world powers had their eyes on it too. This wasn't just about science, it was about global strategy. But pulling off an operation in one of the harshest places on Earth? The fleet had to navigate freezing waters, towering icebergs, and brutal storms. Setting up Little America 4 wasn't as simple as pitching tents. They had to build entire living quarters, communication stations, and landing strips, all in temperatures that could drop to levels where even steel becomes brittle. And let's not forget the dangers of frostbite, equipment failure, and the ever-present threat of being stranded in a frozen wasteland. Just imagine being stuck in the middle of Antarctica with nothing but ice stretching as far as the eye can see. Despite the challenges, Operation High Jump managed to gather tons of crucial data. The team conducted aerial mapping missions, photographing vast sections of the continent and improving the world's understanding of Antarctica's geography and weather patterns. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. There were accidents, harsh weather setbacks, and even tragic losses. The extreme conditions tested everyone involved, pushing them to their limits. But here's the thing, Operation High Jump wasn't just a one-off mission, it shaped the future of Antarctic exploration. The knowledge gained from this expedition influenced later scientific missions and even played a role in international agreements about how Antarctica should be used. Today, Antarctica is a neutral, research-focused continent, thanks in part to missions like this and that laid the groundwork. Was Operation High Jump just about research, or was there something more beneath the surface? To this day, some speculate about hidden agendas, from military objectives to encounters with the unknown. Yes, conspiracy theories have swirled around this operation, but what we do know for sure is that it was a bold, risky, and historic venture that pushed the boundaries of what was possible in one of the harshest places on Earth. Alien conspiracy theories, origins and popularity. Imagine a world where the icy expanses of Antarctica hide secrets so profound that they ignite tales of alien encounters and clandestine Nazi bases. To most, it's just ice, snow, and a whole lot of penguins. But to conspiracy theorists, it's the ultimate mystery box, hiding everything from secret Nazi bases to ancient aliens and lost civilizations. And if there's one name that keeps getting dragged into these wild stories, it's Admiral Richard E. Byrd. Back in the late 1940s, Admiral Byrd led Operation High Jump, a massive U.S. Navy mission to Antarctica. This U.S. Navy mission has become the epicenter of allegations involving secret Nazi collaborations, advanced technologies, and even extraterrestrial encounters. Officially, the goal was to test military equipment in extreme conditions, train personnel, and establish a research base. Sounds pretty straightforward, right? Except some folks believe there was more to it. A lot more. According to conspiracy theorists, Byrd wasn't just dealing with harsh weather and logistical nightmares. No, they claim he stumbled upon something the government wanted to keep buried, either a secret Nazi stronghold or an underground alien civilization. But what if the true purpose of this mission was far more enigmatic than we've been led to believe? One of the most persistent theories posits that Operation High Jump was not merely a scientific expedition, but a covert military operation aimed at dismantling secret Nazi installations in Antarctica. According to this narrative, during World War II, Nazi Germany established clandestine bases on the icy continent where they developed advanced technologies, potentially with extraterrestrial assistance. Proponents argue that the U.S. Navy's substantial deployment was a direct response to this hidden threat. Could it be that the U.S. Navy encountered more than just ice and snow during their Antarctic venture? Supporters of this theory often cite reports of unidentified flying objects, UFOs, allegedly encountered by the expedition. These accounts suggest that the Navy faced hostile engagements with advanced aerial crafts, leading to significant casualties and the mission's premature termination. Such claims are intertwined with the mythos of Nazi UFOs, particularly the alleged Haunebu and Vril crafts. These supposed flying discs were believed to utilize unconventional propulsion systems, possibly reverse-engineered from alien technology, and were reportedly tested in remote Antarctic regions. However, a critical examination reveals a lack of substantive evidence supporting these assertions. While Nazi Germany did pursue advanced aeronautical projects during the war, including the development of jet-powered aircraft and experimental designs, there is no credible documentation confirming the existence of operational flying saucers or secret bases in Antarctica. Historians and researchers have largely debunked these claims, attributing them to post-war sensationalism and the blending of science fiction with historical events. So what is the real reason behind people believing Antarctica is hiding aliens or Nazis? Well, let's start with the Nazis. There's actual history behind this one. Nazi Germany did send an expedition to Antarctica in the late 1930s, naming a section of it Neuschwabenland. But did they build a hidden fortress? No evidence suggests that. After World War II, people started speculating that high-ranking Nazis escaped to Antarctica instead of South America. Throw in Operation High Jump, which ended earlier than expected, and suddenly rumors started flying that Byrd and his crew had encountered something terrifying, like, say, leftover Nazi super tech or an underground UFO base. And speaking of UFOs, this is where things really take off. Some conspiracy theorists claim Admiral Byrd personally reported seeing flying saucers that could move at impossible speeds, as if straight out of a sci-fi movie. There's even a supposed secret diary floating around the internet, allegedly written by Byrd, describing an encounter with an advanced civilization beneath the ice. Sounds fascinating, except there's zero proof that this diary is real. In fact, it contradicts every known record of Byrd's missions. The truth? Byrd gave a well-documented interview after his expedition, warning that future conflicts could involve attacks coming from the poles. He was talking about military strategy, not UFOs. But conspiracy theorists ran with it, twisting his words into something far more dramatic. But what if there's more to Admiral Richard E. Byrd's Antarctic expedition than meets the eye? Another intriguing facet of these conspiracy theories revolves around the so-called secret diaries of Admiral Byrd, the leader of Operation High Jump. According to some accounts, Byrd's private writings detail encounters with a hidden civilization beneath the Antarctic ice. These diaries allegedly describe a lush, temperate environment within the Earth, inhabited by beings possessing advanced technology, a narrative aligning with the Hollow Earth hypothesis. Yet the authenticity of these diaries is highly disputed. Investigations have found no verifiable evidence supporting their existence, and they are absent from Byrd's official records and publications. For instance, Reuters conducted a fact check and found no credible evidence that Byrd discovered a secret civilization during his expeditions. The tales of a hidden civilization in inner Earth realms are often traced back to speculative works and fictional accounts rather than factual documentation. Reuters.com. So why do people keep believing these stories? Blame pop culture. TV shows like The X-Files and Ancient Aliens love the idea that something otherworldly is lurking in Antarctica. It's mysterious, remote, and practically untouched, perfect for fueling wild theories. And it's not just TV. Movies like The Thing and Prometheus play on the idea that something ancient and terrifying is buried beneath the ice. The thought of a place so unexplored naturally makes people wonder, what if there's something down there we weren't supposed to find? But beyond pop culture, there's a deeper reason why conspiracy theories like this thrive: human psychology. Our brains are wired to look for patterns even when none exist. Psychologists call it apophenia, the tendency to see connections between unrelated things. Throw in a deep-seated distrust of government secrecy, and boom, you've got the perfect recipe for conspiracy theories. And let's be honest, real-life government cover-ups don't help. When people see classified documents, redacted reports, or secret military operations, their imaginations fill in the gaps. If the government is hiding something, the logic goes, it must be something huge. This is why stories about UFOs, secret bases, and lost civilizations gain so much traction, even when there's no real evidence. The reality? Operation High Jump was a challenging but fairly routine mission that faced mechanical failures, harsh conditions, and tragic accidents. No flying saucers, no hidden Nazi bunkers, just a whole lot of ice and logistical headaches. But Antarctica itself? Still a mystery. Beneath all that ice, there are lakes that have been sealed off from the surface for millions of years. Scientists have found strange microbes in these hidden waters, life forms that survive in complete darkness, under extreme pressure, with no outside contact. So while we haven't found aliens down there, we've definitely found some weird life. And as long as Antarctica remains one of the most unexplored places on Earth, the theories will keep coming. Aliens, secret bases, ancient civilizations. Who knows what the next wild story will be? Debunking the myths. Antarctica has always sparked curiosity, but some of the theories surrounding it take things to a whole new level. From secret Nazi bases to hidden alien civilizations. The internet is packed with stories that sound straight out of a sci-fi movie. But when you look at the actual facts, these wild claims don't hold up. If there really were secret bases or UFO encounters, wouldn't someone have come forward with real proof by now? Despite decades of speculation, not a single piece of credible evidence has surfaced. No hidden structures, no advanced technology, nothing that backs up these extraordinary claims. Historians and experts have been clear. Antarctica has never been a playground for secret military operations or extraterrestrial activity. Diane Olsen-Belanger, a historian of polar exploration, has pointed out that past missions, including Operation High Jump, were focused on military training, research, and strategic positioning, not uncovering alien bases or fighting off flying saucers. Conspiracy theories often rely on vague anecdotes and heavily disputed documents, but none of them hold up under serious scrutiny. And here's something most people don't consider. Keeping a massive secret in Antarctica is nearly impossible. The continent is one of the harshest environments on Earth, with extreme cold, violent storms, and months of total darkness. Running a hidden operation there would require constant supplies, fuel, and manpower, all of which would be impossible to hide from the international research teams working in the region. On top of that, the Antarctic Treaty, signed in the late 1950s, made sure the continent was used only for peaceful scientific purposes. It banned military activity, weapons testing, and territorial claims. Every research station can be inspected, and countries are required to share their findings, meaning there's no room for secret underground bases or hidden alien tech. Despite the lack of any real proof, these myths refuse to die. Movies, books, and online forums keep the speculation alive, twisting real historical events into something far more dramatic. But when you strip away the fiction and look at the facts, it becomes clear. Antarctica is a place of scientific discovery, not a secret battleground for aliens and Nazis. The enduring appeal of Antarctic mysteries. There's something about Antarctica that keeps people fascinated, not just scientists and explorers, but conspiracy theorists and storytellers too. Maybe it's the fact that most of us will never set foot there, or that so much of it remains unexplored. Whatever the reason, this frozen continent has become a magnet for mystery, giving rise to countless theories about hidden civilizations, secret military bases, and even extraterrestrial activity. But why does Antarctica spark so many wild ideas? The answer lies in its remoteness. With no permanent human population and extreme conditions that make large-scale exploration difficult, it's easy to believe that something incredible could be hiding under all that ice. And when something is out of reach, the imagination tends to fill in the gaps. Movies, books, and TV shows have taken full advantage of this, often blurring the line between fact and fiction. Take the History Channel's Ancient Aliens, for example. An entire episode was dedicated to the theory that Antarctica could be home to alien relics or even a lost civilization. Of course, no solid evidence backs these claims, but that hasn't stopped the speculation from spreading. Beyond conspiracy theories, mainstream fiction has also embraced Antarctica's air of mystery. Stories like The Thing and At the Mountains of Madness use the setting to create suspense, playing on our fear of the unknown. The idea that something ancient and powerful could be buried beneath the ice is a recurring theme, keeping audiences hooked. In the end, the allure of Antarctica isn't just about what might be there. It's about the fact that we don't really know. And as long as there are unanswered questions, people will keep dreaming up new possibilities, blending science with speculation in ways that continue to captivate the world. So after diving into all these wild theories, hidden Nazi bases, alien encounters, secret civilizations, what do you think? Are these just myths born from Antarctica's eerie isolation? Or is there something buried beneath the ice we're not supposed to know? Drop your thoughts below, and as always, stay curious. See you in the next one.